Breaking the scroll. Social media addiction and taking back control. Modern life. You're standing in the kitchen waiting for the kettle to boil, and your hand reaches for your phone before you even realize you've moved. You're on the couch after dinner, just checking something, and suddenly, 20 minutes have disappeared into a feed you can't remember consuming. You sit down intending to relax, and instead your mind gets dragged into a casino made of noise, notifications, bright colors, and half-baked stories from people you haven't spoken to in a decade. No decision was made, no intention, just reflex. Scrolling is the new default state, the modern smoke break, the pause button that rarely pauses anything. It's because the systems built around you have been tuned to pry open the smallest gap in your attention and wedge themselves inside it. This chapter is about taking that space back, not by deleting every app or pretending technology is the enemy, but by understanding how the apps work, how they pull at your behavior, and how to redesign your environment so you aren't walking through life with someone else's hand on your steering wheel. Phones aren't addictive by accident. The platforms running inside them are engineered for engagement in the same way slot machines are engineered for anticipation. Every swipe downward is a variable reward loop, a behavioral mechanism where the outcome changes each time. Sometimes nothing interesting appears. Sometimes something mildly interesting appears. Sometimes something shocking or outrageous appears and lights up the reward center in your brain like a spark hitting dry tinder. Variable rewards are powerful because the unpredictability is the hook. When the brain doesn't know what's coming next, it keeps looking. Scroll. Reward. Scroll. Nothing. Scroll. Reward. Scroll. Reward. Scroll. Nothing. Scroll. Reward. This is why it's easy to put your phone down after a boring feed, but impossible when 3 interesting posts land in a row. Your brain mistakes that pattern for opportunity. Something good might appear if you keep going. And the algorithm knows it. To understand the grip social platforms have on your attention, you need to understand the software behind them. Algorithms are not consciousness. They are sets of instructions designed to optimize for one thing only: keep the user on the platform for as long as possible. Every swipe, every pause, every like, every share, every second spent hovering on a video is a tiny data point that teaches the machine what you respond to. If you slow down on a video about fitness, you'll get more fitness. If you pause on a clip of someone arguing, you'll get more conflict. If you watch a video twice because you didn't understand it, the algorithm assumes it must have captured your attention and feeds you more from the same category. You don't shape your feed. Your feed shapes itself around your micro behaviors, even the ones you didn't intend to give away. On TikTok, the For You page is built from 3 primary behaviors: pause time, replays, and completion rate. A 2-second pause tells the system you're interested, even if your mind drifted and you were barely watching. Instagram prioritizes posts you hover on, not the ones you interact with. YouTube cares deeply about watch time. If you finish a video or close to it, the system assumes it was exactly what you wanted. Every platform has its own priorities, but the principle is identical. The first question the algorithm asks is never, "What do you want?" It's, "What will keep you here longest?" That's why the feeds get louder over time, more intense, more emotional, more provocative. The machine notices what spikes your attention and keeps pushing you toward the edge of what you'll tolerate, not because it's malicious, but because it's tuned to optimize the metric it was built for. Once you see this, scrolling stops feeling like a personal weakness. It becomes clear that you're navigating a digital environment designed to override your default psychology. Your brain simply wasn't built for infinite choice layered with infinite novelty. No one's was. The moment you understand the loop, you can break it. Not by fighting the platform head-on, but by designing your environment in a way that removes the friction points the algorithm relies on. Dopamine is often misunderstood in the conversation about social media. People think dopamine is the pleasure chemical, but that's too simplistic. Dopamine is about motivation and anticipation. It's the chemical that pushes you toward things that might be rewarding. Social media trains that system to fire constantly. Every notification is a potential hit. Every scroll is a potential hit. Every badge, heart, message, or suggestion is a potential hit. Not guaranteed, potential. And that's what makes it powerful. You don't scroll because everything is enjoyable. You scroll because something might be. This is why the absence of boundaries around social platforms slowly erodes your focus. You're not losing attention, you're leaking it. Tiny drops at a time. A few minutes here, a few minutes there. Enough to break your rhythm. Enough to chip away at your ability to sit with boredom, discomfort, effort, or silence. Enough to make everything else in life feel slightly harder, slightly heavier, slightly more irritating, because your baseline attention has been chopped into fragments. Control doesn't come from deleting your accounts and pretending you're above it all. If you're alive in this decade, you're going to use social apps. They're part of the social fabric, the communication ecosystem, the way information moves. The goal isn't to escape them, it's to stop them shaping you. This starts with recognizing where the behavior loop triggers you. For some people, it's the automatic reach every time the phone buzzes. For others, it's the bedtime scroll that quietly steals 90 minutes of sleep. For many, it's the lunch break that dissolves into an algorithmic fog before the first bite is even swallowed. The loop always begins with a cue, not a choice. A tiny opening, a moment of stillness. A swipe, just to check something, that spirals into 10 more minutes because the feed is designed to deny a clean exit. You break the loop by redesigning the cue. Not through willpower, through structure, and that's where environment design comes in. Before we get there, we need to finish mapping the machine you're fighting, because once you understand how these platforms read your behavior, you can retrain what they feed you, limit where they can pull you, and restore your attention without having to go full monk mode or throw your phone into the sea. Once you understand how the algorithm reads you, you can see the behavior loops forming in real time. And this is where social media becomes less like a fog and more like a visible machine with predictable levers. Every loop has the same skeleton: cue, craving, action, reward. It's a cycle that only survives if you don't notice it happening. When you do, the grip weakens. A cue can be as small as boredom, a moment of silence, a gap between tasks. You reach for your phone because your environment trained you to fill every quiet second. The craving isn't for the app, it's for stimulation, for something to break the stillness. The action is the swipe. The reward is whatever appears next: entertainment, news, gossip, chaos, humor, outrage, or some random clip that spikes your attention just enough to keep the loop alive. Then it restarts. This cycle is subtle. It runs perfectly well for years until something disrupts the automatic reach. The trick is to deliberately ruin the loop before it begins. That's where environment design becomes your strongest tool. Not motivation, not discipline, not just stop scrolling. You break the loop with friction. Friction is the thing the platforms can't override because it changes the physical and mental landscape around the behavior. Put your phone on the opposite side of the room when you're working, and the cue dies instantly. The loop collapses at the first step. Move social apps off your home screen into a folder buried 3 swipes deep, and the reflex loses its runway. Use your phone only on speaker during calls, and the device stops living in your hand where it can hijack your attention. Even something as simple as switching your wallpaper to a plain, dull color removes the visual stimulus that encourages the reach. Environment design sounds small, but it works because it removes the automation. It forces every interaction with your phone to be intentional instead of reflexive. Notifications are another critical part of this. Most platforms don't need your attention, but they pretend they do. Badges, dings, vibrations, alerts. Each one is a psychological tug, not a command, a suggestion, a little whisper. Disable push notifications for every app that doesn't directly contribute to your life. That means social platforms, shopping apps, games, any company that benefits from you returning. Leave only what's genuinely necessary: calls, messages from real people, calendar reminders, anything that actually matters. The difference is immediate and almost unsettling. The moment your phone stops lighting up every 10 minutes, your mind begins to settle in ways you forgot it could. Your attention feels less fractured. Your thoughts stretch further before being interrupted. You start finishing things. You stop carrying that low-grade tension that comes from waiting for the next ding. Some people think turning notifications off will make them miss something important. But the important part of a notification isn't the alert. It's the information itself. You will still check your messages. You will still open the apps you care about. The difference is that you'll be making the choice, not responding to a cue. There's another part to environment design that is easy to underestimate: physical distance. Phones are tools that behave like temptations. Keeping your device within arm's reach is like keeping chocolate on the desk while trying to eat clean. You can be disciplined for a while, but you're still fighting friction in the wrong direction. Move your phone across the room when you're working or relaxing. Keep it out of the bedroom entirely. Charge it in the kitchen. Use a cheap alarm clock at night. You're not banning technology. You're removing the automatic entry point. A phone across the room is still useful. It just stops being a reflex. Attention is the foundation underneath all of it. If you control it, you control your day. If you lose it, everything becomes heavier. So the real goal was never to defeat social media. It was to get yourself back.